Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PatFacts. Patrick here, Pat on your back, personal fitness. Hope everyone's having a great day, great week so far. Almost at the middle of December. Hard to believe, just a few weeks left in 2024, which is why we're continuing tonight our progression towards our goal setting for 2025, and again creating the systems and the processes. Now, in these last few weeks of 24, so again, when January 1st hits, typically when people are setting resolutions and goals and trying to get going and figure out what to do next, we've already done that work. And if nothing else, we're ready to hit the ground running January 1st. Ideally, we've got things in place and our systems are there. Maybe we've done some testing and some trial and error, tweaked where we needed to, so that we're already kind of making progress towards our goal. January 1 being a continuation of that. But if nothing else, if the systems are in place and we have things kind of where we want them, we base it on, as we've been talking about, what's worked for us in the past, this past year even, what has worked, where we're looking to head in 2025. Then again, January 1st, we still have that good foundation beneath us and a good plan in place. And we're trying to boost our success rate, our percentage. So many people with New Year's resolutions, unfortunately, aren't successful because they don't put the work into it, the groundwork, the foundation to it to be able to succeed. They don't make a goal, a SMART goal, like we talked about a few weeks ago. They don't find the why to their goal. They don't put a plan into place. They don't think of what's worked for them in the past and what hasn't worked for them in the past and try to create maybe a one giant sort of system based on those life lessons that they've learned in the past. For a lot of us, January 1 comes, people go, oh yeah, it's resolution time. And they spew out a resolution. And then a few weeks later, you hear stats on the radio and different things and see in the research that within 2-3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks or so, everyone kind of nosedives and is unsuccessful. And it creates that kind of negative loop of here I go again, not accomplishing a goal. Not that you didn't accomplish the goal, but the work kind of wasn't put in up front to have things in place for us to boost that chance. So again, if you've been maybe if you missed the last few weeks, please go back, check out the episodes on goal setting, finding your why. Last week we talked about reverse engineering and how to break down a big goal that you have for December 31st, 25 down into really say tomorrow. What's the step I can take tomorrow to be one step closer to that goal as I go forward? And working through that process. So if you go back, whatever platform you watch this on, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, it's at POYB Fit. Twitch will have last week's episode. I don't believe I have status or the setup to have all my shows there. So it might just be a week or two, but if you check out the other platforms, it should be there for you. That boy, Jur. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I love seeing all the stuff you're posting on Mixclouds and the events you have coming up. So exciting to see how much you've progressed since the Twitch days during COVID. So appreciate you being here and listening in. Tonight, our next series within our goal setting and getting ourselves ready for 2025 is theme words. So we've talked about, again, goal setting. A few weeks ago, I asked you to pick 2 or 3 goals, maybe even brainstorm a bunch of them. Firstly, apply the SMART principle to them: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed. Again, pop back a couple weeks to check out those episodes if you missed them, because this is all kind of a process we want to try to go through. And that SMART acronym, that SMART kind of theory applied to your goals would hopefully help you maybe narrow down your goals to 2 or 3 and help you maybe find your why behind some of those goals, and looking at the one that'll give us and give you kind of the biggest impact. What's going to make the biggest difference for you? That's probably where we would start. And then typically those other maybe 2 or 3 goals will probably get taken care of, or maybe even be closer to kind of accomplishing than they are right now, just based on progress towards that big goal that we set. So tonight what we're going to do is talk about theme words and how they can help us stay on track and again be successful with our goals. So our theme word I'll say theme word typically for the evening, but it could even be a phrase, a mantra, again, whatever works best for you and however you want to look at it. So a theme word is a single word or, again, a short phrase that kind of encapsulates or it maintains and shows your focus, intention, or your vision for the year. So again, hopefully by now you've picked a goal, or maybe still have your top 3 lists, say, even if you haven't picked one. What single word or phrase is going to kind of encapsulate your focus, your intention, and or your vision for the year? So a few years ago, mine was focus. Last year, mine was next level. So I wanted to take things to the next level. I thought that's where I needed to go with PatFacts and with my own business. It turned out to next level being getting the full-time position I have. That was kind of taking things to the next level, but it still went there. For some people, it's again, it's a word or a phrase. For some people, it's a mantra, maybe that you see somewhere. Maybe it's a quote that really speaks to you. We've talked before when we use train to win as a mantra that our pal Todd Durkin had as a chapter in one of his books. And we talked about it one time, and a couple of you took that and kind of flipped it, made it your own. I kind of came at it from what I thought train to win meant, and a couple of you kind of flipped it and it kept the same phrase, but the meaning was a little different. And that's totally fine as well. Okay, man, welcome in. Good to see you. So a word or a phrase, and again, it's whatever, again, works best for you. Maybe it's a couple. Maybe it's a word and maybe it's a phrase. Maybe there's a couple things that speak to you that, again, you can kind of put together and use as different tools to help you stay on track this year. So they keep your focus, your intention, or your vision. So those days when you're not really feeling it, you don't really have the maybe the energy to put in towards the goal. Maybe it's been a rough week at work and you're just not feeling it. That theme word, that phrase gets your intention, your focus, and your vision. It's a reminder for you. Much like our vision board, which we're going to chat about in the next week or so. We're going to have our pal Blake Miles on the chat about vision boards and some changes he's made and different things he has on the go as well. But again, it's a tool for us to use. And that's why it's so effective, because it's an easy to use tool. You don't have to really learn how to use it. There's so many ways to incorporate it now with us. It can help you in your decision making. So if you know your goals we've talked about, that's kind of setting your coordinates in the GPS, your destination. Here's where I want to go. The GPS creates the route for you to go through. And then during the day, there's going to be things that come up that want to maybe reroute us, take us off course, maybe make us go this way. Hey, can you work on this project for me? Can you give me a hand working on this proposal? I'm really stuck. Should I or shouldn't I? Okay, think of my theme word, my theme phrase. Is that going to help me progress towards my goal? Because as our pal Blake will tell us, yes, he does. He loves that guy. Welcome in, Blake. Good to see you. That was pretty good timing. There's a difference between being busy and being busy in terms of progressing towards your goal. Just having busy work to be busy isn't getting you closer to that goal. So again, it can help us in that decision making of maybe being a little better at saying no, which a lot of us, myself included, have trouble with, because we want to help people. We want to help people be better and evolve and grow. But in reality, we have to help ourselves too. So it can help you with in terms of decision making. If my goal is to lose 10 pounds by December 31st, 2025, should I go to parties and things without eating this holiday season and then just have whatever's there? Maybe that's not the best decision. Maybe I need to make sure I have some food during the day, some healthy choices. Maybe I need to make sure I scour the buffet, the tables, and again, make the best choices possible to help me stay on my goal. Maybe I need to make sure I have a can of some water, a bottle of water with me to help me feel fuller or satiated, so then I don't nibble and snack so much on the junk. It helps us stay on with our decision makings to again help us on track towards our goal. It simplifies our goal setting because it gives us a central focus. So again, if we have our goal set, our goal is probably a little more detailed. I'd like to blank by December 31st, 2025. And again, that SMART principle, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed, should be within that goal. That wording of your goal, my goal by December 31st, 2025, I will, and then writing your goal. But that's tricky to maybe put up on a wall or to see or to even to remember sometimes to get the wording right. And if we mention wording being off, our mind doesn't always know the difference between maybe what we mean and what we say. So if we say it wrong or have the wrong annotation or maybe even leave out a word, that could change the whole meaning of the goal and maybe set us up for a little bit of failure or difficulties or stress. So it gives us that central focus of one word or one clean phrase. It keeps us locked in and focused. It keeps us on point. It's very direct and very to the point, which is what a lot of us need because there's so much coming at us between notifications and work, life demands, all these things going on, things that can be simple and clear. Bonnie, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in and enjoy the replay later. Is Bonnie, I believe we used to say last winter, the KISS principle, keep it simple, snowflake. A lot of times for us, that applies. Sometimes we get too caught up in making things so intricate and elaborate and we just confuse ourselves. And a lot of people kind of do that to us, not maybe intentionally, but there's so much coming at us. If we can keep things simple and straightforward, again, it makes a big difference for us with our success rate and even just being consistent and progressing towards our goal and limiting overwhelm, which is a big obstacle for a lot of people. Like that can really knock them off course, getting overwhelmed and not being sure where to go next. Great stuff. I like that, Jer. Our pal, that boy Jer, says you can be busy rocking in a rocking chair, but you aren't going anywhere. Well said. You can be busy, again, rocking in that chair, but you're not progressing anywhere. You're not really getting anywhere. You're just on the spot, moving. You're being busy, but is your busyness productive? Great point, Jer. Thanks for sharing that with us. A DJ and a philosopher. Who knew? So again, that's why words are so effective. Theme words are phrases, and they also create that sense of alignment between our actions and our intentions. And again, that comes back to maybe our decision making, where maybe we intended to make the best choice possible and to eat well and drink lots of water, but maybe we get to the party and there's things there and we go a little out of control because we didn't put our actions into play. We didn't have a reminder of our actions. So sometimes there's a little gap there. That bridge maybe isn't there. And the theme word could be your bridge between your intentions and your actions. And I'm sure Blake will touch on this in a few weeks when we have him on the show. Having values, being in touch with your values and knowing what your values actually are, again, can be that good bridge. You may think you value one thing, but your actions may not show it. So again, it's trying to kind of get things really in sync with each other. We talk about how our systems are all interconnected, this being no different. If there's a little piece that's not functioning properly, it's going to affect the whole vessel. It's going to affect the progress towards your goal. It's going to impede you greatly. So the more we can clear things up, have things smooth, concise, clear, it's going to help us continue to move forward. Awesome. Great stuff, everyone. So what we want to do, again, we're going to want to take our theme word and align it with our goals. So again, a few weeks ago, I asked you to brainstorm a bunch of goals for 2025, apply the SMART principle to them, and that would hopefully narrow you down to maybe your top 3. Maybe by now, if you're with us last week, again, we talked about working backwards to reverse engineer and break into chunks our big goal into smaller achievable pieces. So maybe we've even picked a goal by now. But if not, that's okay. You can keep these things in mind. And when you have that ultimate goal, you can apply this to it as well. So again, want to be a reminder of that goal. Nice, clear, concise, quick reminder, as if someone's on your shoulder here, kind of whispering in your ear. Remember, your goal is to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, yeah. No, thank you for the second helping of pie. I'll just stick to one slice. I got to drive. They'll leave it. That's what I say. I got to drive. And no one second guesses it. Or maybe I shouldn't stay late tonight because you know what? My kids have a basketball game and I really want to go see it. And my goal is to spend more time being involved with my kids. So I really appreciate you asking me to stay late and help you with the project. Unfortunately, I can't. So it keeps us in line with our goal. That quick, nice word or again, phrase keeps it nice, clear, concise. So again, there should be a nice relationship to it, so that again, when you see that word or phrase, it reminds you of the big goal. Again, maybe not word for word, but it's that quick reminder for you. And it helps prioritize the goals that reflect your values and aspirations. So again, as we set our goals, we want them to be in line with our values, because if we don't know our values or the goals don't align with the values of maybe who we are, again, it's going to be a really tough hill to climb to get to that goal. We want to align it with our values and our aspirations as we go forward with that. And right on cue, Blake mentions, when we know our core values clearly, we're better equipped to avoid the temptation of instant gratification. So well said, Blake. And as I mentioned earlier, I kind of mentioned it as distractions, but instant gratification is part of that as well. That quick hit that we want, that dopamine or anything. If we get on social media or when someone says, "Hey, nice hat," and that sort of thing, we want to do something and hear about it right away. And this isn't one of those things. There's pieces to that. Small goals will build up to big goals. So maybe not instant, but there's a little bit of satisfaction there. But this is a journey. This is about the voyage. This isn't just about the goal and getting there as fast as we can to go, yeah, aren't I great? It's about learning about ourselves and going through these steps and processes along the route that we go. So knowing our core values will again help us with that. If our core values don't align with our goal, then again, we're probably not going to get there, or the road's going to do this. And we may not even realize when we get there because the values just don't align up. Thanks, Blake, for sharing that with us. And congratulations to Blake as well on his book that he's co-authored coming out. If you want to put that in the chat there, Blake, feel free. We'll post it up on screen, launching tonight, or in about half an hour, I believe, officially. Again, a couple of examples of goals here. So if your goal is personal growth, maybe expansion would be kind of your theme word. So it's nice and quick, expanding, growing. Again, it kind of gives you that visualization pretty quickly. Maybe if you're looking for some financial stability, Blake, you'll probably enjoy this one. An example could be abundance. So maybe abundance is your financial stability. You're living abundantly. You're able to do the things you want to do financially and not have so much of a worry behind it. Or balance is kind of there as an example as well. I like the abundance one more so than the balance for financial purposes. But again, it's your word and things that might work for you. So just to go into some of the process of looking for that theme word for you, we want to do first, and we've kind of been doing this a little bit if you've been with us, reflect on the past year. What went well? What didn't go so well? Ultimately, what did you learn? Ideally, you're learning that as you're progressing to the goal this year, because you were with us last year and have been through this process a bit as well. But even if you haven't been, just reflect on the year. Again, we're only a couple weeks out of the end of the year, so you've got most of it there as your sample size. What worked? What didn't work? What lessons did you learn from both of those things? We want to celebrate the successes, but learn from the not so successful moments as well. So again, we can be better for that. It's not a failure. It's not fail. It's first attempt in learning. And that's how you grow and get better. And then when you've reflected on the past year, and again, if you've been with us, you may have this done already in your journal, in your tracking sheets, because we've talked about this a little bit already. I want you to, Blake, another segue for you soon, visualize the upcoming year. So again, when we talked about our goal setting a few weeks ago and kind of picking that maybe top 3 list before we narrowed it down, I challenge you to sit and visualize that goal. How would you feel accomplishing that goal? Where would you be? Who would be around you? What would be the sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes? Maybe if you're celebrating a bit, engage all of your senses to try to create that picture. That's that destination picture in your mind. And then your subconscious is going to start creating the route to that destination because it knows it's there for you. So visualize the upcoming year. What kind of year do you want to create? And again, throw those senses and those feelings behind that. And think of achievements. Again, if we've been that big goal at the end of the year, we've chunked it backwards. If you're with us last week, what achievements do you want to accomplish throughout the year? Those accomplishments potentially could be laid out for you right now in the breakdown of your goal. And if you're not there yet, again, as you review maybe last week's show and go into that reverse engineering, then that'll give you, again, maybe those achievements are built right in to your plan, where you don't have to maybe think of the achievements or how will I know when I'm on the way. Those little monthly check-ins or 2-week check-ins or those weekly, monthly goals that we talked about last week, those are your achievements. Those are your check in the box. That's your Super Mario hitting the flag at the end of level 1, knowing that, okay, I finished level 1, but now I got to go to level 1.2. And I go to the next one and the next one until I really get to the end and save the princess, or is she in another castle? Blake here again is some more wisdom with action without vision is just work. Great stuff. And again, going back to being busy for the sake of being busy, or are you purposeful with your busyness? Action without vision is just work. And again, I'm sure Blake will touch on this, but that's a huge component to his vision board talk is action. Not just creating a vision board to see it, but where does the action come from? And that's our huge step here in our goal. And that's what this theme word ties into as well, is creating the action behind the vision. We plan, we see it, we try to feel it as much as possible. And then we tie this theme word or phrase into it to help us stay on track and remind us, but again, keep us in action mode. It'll be that reminder to stick with it, to keep going, to do that today, to drink that extra bit of water that you need to remember to journal 5 minutes before bed to stay on track. Whatever the case is, whatever the goal is you're working towards, these theme words and phrases, again, align our action and our vision together. So action with a vision is just work. Great stuff. Blake, thanks for that. Again, maybe some of these are going to be mantras or theme words for you to write down. Feel free. Anything that speaks to you, or maybe you'll be able to take a couple things and again, create your own out of them. Just like your goals, brainstorm some words. So don't just think of one and put it out there right away. Brainstorm a bunch. Get your pen and paper out and just let words come out on paper. Doesn't matter what they are. There's no right or wrong. Just get them out, because you never know. Something could be there that, again, I believe it was on air a couple years ago. One of our viewers said, I can't decide between this word and this word for my theme words. And I looked at it for a bit. I thought, how about if you combine them? Because they would kind of go in a little bit of a phrase that the words work well together. And her light bulb went off and, oh yeah, that's great. And she put that together, and that was her theme word or phrase for the year. So get the paper out, get the pen out, and just put words down. Again, do the previous steps, reflect on last year, think ahead to 2025, and then just let the pen, the paper flow and get all those words out there. And if you want to, you could look up examples. Again, you see things like courage, focus, growth. Our pal Todd Durkin likes to say impact. Our pal Blake here has little steps to big success. It's kind of a mantra of his. So again, there's different things out there. And then maybe in that brainstorming of words, you either maybe find the word that works for you, or again, maybe it's a phrase. Maybe you can put a couple of words together. And maybe take this word, that word, maybe change this one a little bit to create a phrase or a mantra that's going to help you stay on track. And then it has to be something, though, that resonates with you. And again, as Blake mentioned, feels actionable. Because vision without action, it's like we practice this, Blake. Vision without action is just fantasy. So we can see it, we can try to feel it and create that picture. But if we don't put action to places, again, it's just that. It's just fantasy. We're not getting towards it at all. So when you pick the words, think the words that work best for you, that, again, have that connection with you and that feel actionable. So again, the idea being, as you see the word, as you hear the phrase, it promotes action for you. It keeps you on track. It helps you make the correct decisions, and you progress forward working towards that goal. So then once we have the fantasy, I say fantasy word because I saw your post. Once we have the theme word, then we want to put it into action. We want to have it as part of our daily life. So there's a few different strategies we can use. You could use it, again, as I said, as a mantra. So maybe if you're doing some journaling, you could write it at the top of your page. As that mantra, journaling could be kind of maybe a prompt to write in and then write about it as you're going. If you're meditating, maybe it's a mantra you can repeat to yourself as you're going through a meditation, and hear it, working through it again. It reminds us of that word, puts us in that mindset of working towards that goal and accomplishing the steps we need to accomplish to get just a little bit closer that day towards that goal. Our pal Nads isn't with us tonight, I don't think, but she's a big sticky note person. So you can write it on sticky notes, put it on your computer screen, put it on the wall of your office, put it in the bathroom mirror, put it on the fridge, put it on the steering wheel of your car, whatever works for you. Have a vision board. Again, like we'll talk about in a week or two. Maybe that word is part of your vision board. Maybe that's the title of your vision board, or as Blake will tell us, don't want to give too much away, like a vision statement. Maybe your mantra theme word ties into a vision statement to go with the board as well. I like to incorporate it into my phone. Set an alarm. You can label the alarms typically on these. You can label them with that theme word. So you can set it for different times of the day for it to go off. As it goes off, you look at it to reset it, or to snooze, or just to stop it. You see that theme word, and it's that quick reminder. And typically, it's always with us. So it's going to give us that reminder throughout the day. Maybe if you're good with your word art, you make your home screen, your lock screen, have the word on it. So whenever you open your phone, you see that word. Again, the Post-it notes really work well. And what we want to do is have it in multiple places, so that as we're starting to plan our week and our day, we can have it there as, again, that reminder. So ideally, we're going through, we've built backwards. We've got our steps, our plan here in our book. As we're preparing for tomorrow, what do I need to do to get that next step closer? Okay, I'm going to look at my word and figure it out. Okay, I'm going to study my word. I'm going to listen to my word. I'm going to journal about my word. And then I'm going to go forward with it. One other thing I did the last couple of years, I was able to find songs with a theme word in it. I tried to find them kind of close to the beginning, so it would play sort of quickly. But as my alarm went off, even if it was in my pocket, because sometimes I was busy doing work and my hands were busy, I would hear the song go off, and that would be a reminder. And then when I got to the phone to take it out to reset it, I would see the word as well. So that auditory response works as well. So sometimes you can kind of search, or maybe just think of a song that has that kind of phrase or verse or word in there in the title or in the first couple of lines of the song, where again, you'll hear it quickly before you kind of hit stop on that alarm. It's another kind of visual cue to go there. And again, to help you stay on track, because we all have different ways to respond to different cues. And again, different opportunities. Again, for me, last year, with work, hands were usually busy. So it took me a couple seconds to get to the phone. So rather than a ding, 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 if I heard a song with that word in it a couple times, or even just at first, it gave me that kind of cue to be mindful of that. And then when I, again, got the phone out to shut the alarm off or got to my watch, whatever, I could see that word and have that reminder as well. Blake's going to give us some tidbits already here. A vision statement. So your declaration of desire, what I want and why I want it. So again, we'll dive into that more in the coming weeks when Blake joins us to talk vision boards. But again, a little teaser here, and it ties in, again, maybe your theme word or phrase will tie into your vision statement. Maybe your vision statement will become your mantra, or vice versa. That'll guide you, and maybe it's that concise reminder, and that goal keeps it top of mind. But again, maybe it's just more concise and quick and clear, as opposed to having your goal written across the top of your vision board or within the vision board somewhere. So again, different ways we can use these tools and have them all work together for us and tie in. Thanks, Blake, for sharing that early little teaser, Blake. Good stuff. So just a couple of examples, thinking of if you had a theme word when you're journaling, you can say, what does blank look like for me today? Or what does this mean for me today? And then again, with our decisions, you could say, does this choice align with my desire for, and your theme word would be there. Because again, that's a reminder of your goal. Does this choice align with my desire for clarity? But knowing that clarity means the goal you've set for yourself. So again, it gives us kind of a quick, almost like a Cole's Notes version of our, or I guess now the kids would say maybe an AI version of our goal. Cole's Notes might be outdated, but again, an abbreviated version of our goal, but it's quick to us, so we can get there quickly and not have to filter through all the words to make that decision when our decisions need to be made quite quickly. Awesome. So some common challenges that people see or have when they come up with theme words is overthinking the word choice. So again, there's no wrong word. It's the word that works best for you. What works for you may not work well for me or for anyone watching tonight, live or via recording. Again, it's important. Just like our goals, the S was specific. The goal for you, it's your goal. The goal you set shouldn't be the same as mine because we were different. We have different backgrounds, different experiences, different destinations we're going on. It should be specific to you. That's where we start. The theme word phrase should be the same thing. It should be specific to you and your goal. And again, as long as it elicits that thought of focus and work and integrity and moving forward and being in action, then that's the important thing. So again, it's how you apply it and trying to make sure that you set up yourself to use it from the get-go. For a lot of people, they forget about it during the year, say mid-year or on their process of it. So again, that's why we have it everywhere. That's why we revisit it. That's why we recommend tracking everything. Your plans, your processes, your progress. Keep writing that theme word and keep journaling about it. Keep putting it in. Maybe write it at the top each day of your tracking. Even if you're not journaling, if you're just tracking your progress of your goals that day, which we strongly recommend. So you can, again, see the progress and learn about highs and lows and what's working, what's not. Maybe each day you just write that theme word at the top of the page. And then you see it, it reminds you. Maybe your agendas, your planners, again, write it in, book it in as an appointment. Or in your notes section of the agenda, there's usually a little spot for that. Write it in there so that as you open the book to see your appointments and tasks for the day, it's there. And it's that reminder of it for you. Again, wallpapers on your computer, Post-it notes, vision boards, phone alerts. Tell your friends, hey, bud, my accountability word for this year is blank. If you think of it every once in a while, just text me the word. And then you just randomly get those reminders. And your friends know you. They're going to know when you need it, probably more than you know. And it's just going to show up. Beep, beep. Oh, what's that? Oh, clarity. Right. Okay. I got to get back on track here. I got to make some good decisions. I'm getting a little sidetracked. Let's keep it going. Again, those accountability partners that we talk about, those colleagues, maybe again, you're working with someone on not the same goal, but you're both working towards the goal. You can help each other. Hey, my theme word is this. What's yours? It's this. Okay, let's send them back and forth. Hey, our theme words work well together. Hey, let's mash them up a little bit. I think that would really work for both of us. Maybe we make a hat or a t-shirt, whatever. But again, that texting back and forth, that constant reminder of them. And again, as you do this, I like it because you can set it to repeat every day at 2, every day at 12, and just let it go until you stop. So then that built-in reminder is always there. Again, some legwork up front is going to help you succeed a year from now. So maybe go into your calendar and put it in partway through to remind you of it. Maybe set up a call with a coach. Maybe you set up some meetings with that accountability partner or that good friend or that spouse and say, hey, you know what, here's my word for the year. Let's try to get together and talk about it and how it's going or what the word means, because maybe it'll change a little bit through the year as well. So it gives you that kind of reminder. And to realign and to stay on track. Because if we get too off track, again, the road is like this, and we like more of that kind of straight, smooth road going uphill towards that goal. We don't want to reroute a bunch of times on the way. So again, it keeps us on track. And typically, we recommend trying to keep things a little smaller if we can. 1 or 2 words, and maybe a small phrase, just to keep things, again, clear and concise. Your goal typically will be a little longer, maybe even your vision statement, your declaration of desire. So your what I want and why I want it. Again, maybe that could be a little longer. Or maybe, again, that's your phrase or your theme word. Or again, your theme word would tie into this, which would also tie into your goal. And this and your goal may even be quite similar as well. So thinking of yourself and, again, knowing what works best for you is the best way to kind of go about it. Maybe you're okay with a little bit of a phrase or a mantra. Maybe you're better with keep it simple, snowflake, those short little words. Oh yeah, focus. Okay, yeah, gotta go. get you back in line. Focus means this, which means this. Okay, yeah, let's go. So again, knowing what works for you and putting it out there. So again, just a couple of things for you here as we wrap up. We've already talked about writing down your goals for the year. Again, top 2-3 goals. Again, some of you, if you were here last week, may have already picked a big goal for the year and started to work backwards from that goal, chunking it down into smaller steps, like we talked about last week. But regardless, even if you haven't yet, it's okay. Write down 2 or 3 goals. Again, brainstorm some words to go align with those goals. And again, apply the SMART principle to the goal to make sure that it really works for you and is effective and specific and all the things we went through. And again, if you missed it, that's a couple of weeks ago that we went through that process. And then take one word that you brainstorm and just sit with it. Does this fit? Is this what I mean? Does this remind me of my goal? Will this keep me on track? Will it keep me in action? Will it help me make the best decisions? Because again, it won't just come to you right away. It'll be a bit of a process. Maybe you'll look up theme words online and grab a few. Maybe you get some examples tonight from what we've talked about here on the chat. Again, maybe you'll take a few and put them together. No right or wrong answer. It's whatever's best for you. But don't feel like it has to be the first thing that comes to mind. Put it together, try it out, maybe play with it a little bit, maybe give it a week or so. Set up some alarms, put it up and around, and see if it triggers that emotion for you, that thought of working towards that goal and being in action with what you want to work towards. And if not, that's okay. Throw it up, ball it up, throw it away, on to the next one. But having those 5 to 10, 20, whatever you brainstorm, having all those words out gives you that pool to draw from rather than starting from scratch again because, you know what, clarity isn't for me this year. Okay, now I gotta go back and think of things again and come back. No, just go back to the word bank, get the next one, and see what's going to be there for you. And again, put it into practice, see how it feels for you. So if you've been going along with us, and if you're prepared, if you're ready to share, I'd love to hear tonight, or again, if you're watching on recording, what do you think your theme word might be? It doesn't have to be exact, but what do you think your theme word for 2025 might be? If you've been picking your goal and aligning with it, again, looking back at last year, planning ahead to 25, what's your theme word going to be? Mine will be mine's going to be just go. Because I feel next level worked for me last year. I took a step up. I'm in that next level kind of things, again, with work and things going. But I feel like when I start new things, I get a little stuck. I procrastinate, or I try to find the right way just to start and get going. So just go. This is going to be my theme, my mantra for 2025. If I get something assigned to me, just go, start, get it going. At least get it organized and be ready to go with it. So that's mine for 2025 is just go. Get it going, get started. So again, what's yours if you're with us here? Or again, if even maybe you're just thinking and brainstorming of a couple of words, throw a couple in the chat of what your theme might be for 2025 or what a mantra would be. Or if you don't know yet, what was your theme for 2024? Again, I shared mine was next level. Little protein water here. Stuff. Me and mine last year was next level. A couple years ago, it was focus. Awesome. Thanks, Blake, for sharing. Blake's is growth, which I've already seen in Blake in this past year without maybe having that as a theme word. So I can't wait to see the growth that's going to come this upcoming year because Blake has already grown so much these last few months. You've been following him online, and make sure you do at Blake Miles Coaching. Again, he has some great things going on, some great programs, great messages, and ways to improve yourself. So if that's your theme for 2025, wow, because you've grown so much in 2024, I can't wait to see where that takes us. Speaking of which, we'll go back. Blake shared the link for his book, again, that he's co-authored, about, again, finding your values and making sure they're aligned with you. 10 different authors have taken part in this book. Can't wait to for my copy to come in and take a look at it and see. So the book is called Find Your Value. So again, it's Blake, 10 other authors, including Rob McDonald, a mentor of ours, and a life coach as well, a values-inspired coach, which Blake is as well, which I am as well. But again, 10 different authors sharing their story and ways to help you transform, that believe in the transformative power of living by your values. So as we talked about, knowing your values and being aligned with them properly will help you experience that growth and that goal accomplishment. If our goals and our values aren't aligned, then chances are a little less that we're going to meet that goal, or it's not going to be quite what we actually maybe wanted or needed in the beginning. So the link is there in the chats for you. If you don't see it there, shoot me a message. I'll share it on my platforms as well, the post from Blake, so you can see it there. But feel free to give me send me a DM or comment on the post here if you're not sure. Or again, if you're on Facebook, Blake's there in the chat. Again, you can shoot him a DM there or look him up at Blake Miles Coaching on your other platforms and check out what he has going on for there. So that does it for tonight, gang. And theme words, getting ourselves kind of wrapped up and tying things into our goals, and again, trying to create that that plan, that process, and that momentum now, and that consistency now. So again, January 1, when everyone's scrambling, trying to resolve to do something, we've already got plans in place. We've already have momentum building. We've already taken, as Blake would like to say, those first few little steps towards that big success, which is our goal for December 31, 2025. So have a great week, everyone. We'll see you here next week. Again, Blake will be with us in the next maybe week or two. We're going to kind of figure out a date and get some things set up. But I'll be with us soon enough. Maybe he'll come on and chat about the book and stuff as well. We can maybe get a, we'll see. Blake's kind of shy. We'll see if he wants to come in and chat with us. Have a great week, everyone. Again, check out Blake's book with the link there. Find Your Value. And again, work on those theme words. Please share with us here in the chat what your theme word is going to be for 2025, if you're comfortable. Again, even if you're not 100% sure on it, maybe put some brainstorming down or put down a few options. Here are the 3 I'm thinking of. I'm going to pick later on, and then let us know. Again, create that accountability for yourselves. As always, have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time. Remember, always make yourself the priority that you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Stay safe. Take care. We'll see you next week.